इस वीडियो में हम प्लांट हार्मोन के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। जैसा कि आपको मालूम है, पौधों में दिमाग नहीं होता। यहाँ पर कुछ सवालात है जिस पर हमें सोचना चाहिए। दरख्त कैसे जानता है कि कब इसके पत्ते गिरने हैं? पौधे को पता चलता है कि कब बढ़ना है और कब गैर फआल यानी खवाबीदा हालत में रहना है, जिसको हम डोरमेंट कहते हैं। दरख्त को कैसे पता चलेगा कि बहार आ चुकी है और इसका कलियां बड्स बनाने का वक्त है? पौधा किस तरह एक तरफ से दूसरी तरफ मुंतकिल हो सकता है या एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जा सकता है? जिनके पास पट्टे, जिसको हम उजलात या मसल्स कहते हैं, नहीं होते। एक पौधा कैसे जानता है कि फूल किस रंग में होने चाहिए और कब उसे पैदा करना है? पौधे को कैसे पता चलेगा कि फूल कब बारावर या फर्टिलाइज हो गया और बीज बनाने का वक्त आ गया है? केले को कैसे पता चलेगा कि कब पकना है? केले को कैसे पता चलेगा कि कब पकना है? बीज को अपने उगने का वक्त कब मालूम होता है? बहुत जल्द या बहुत देर इस पौधे के लिए खतरनाक या मुहलिक हो सकती है। क्या इन सब सवालात का जवाब आपको मालूम है? तो इसका जवाब है प्लांट हार्मोन्स। एज यू नो that plant hormones are any organic compounds which are produced in very minute quantity or small quantity in one parts of the plant body and transported to other parts of the plant body where they show a physiological response. Such organic compound is known as plant hormone. There are various types of plant hormones. For example, Auxins, Gibberellins, Cytokinins, Abscisic Acid, Ethylene, Brasinosteroids, salicylic acid, nitric oxides. So we can say that there are various types of plant hormone. The plant hormone can be easily divided into two groups. Plant growth regulators, auxin, gibberellin and cytokinin is known as plant growth promoters or plant growth regulators, and abscisic acid and ethylene, and they are known as plant growth inhibitors. The word hormone is derived from a Greek word. To stimulate, which means to excite, and this is given by Starling in 1902. Themin in 1948 suggested using the term phytohormone for hormones of plants. So the phytohormones are organic substances produced naturally by the plants, which in minute or low concentration increase, decrease, modify the growth and development. And the plant hormone is also known as growth hormones, growth promoting substances, growth regulators, and growth factors. So now we will go to explain what is the plant hormone and what are their physiological effect on plants. So plant hormones are chemical that affect flowering. It produce or it either inhibit flowering in some plants. It also control the process of aging. It control the root growth, distortion, killing of leaves, or we can say that falling, abscission and senescence of leaf or as well as other organs, stems and other parts of the plant. Prevention or promotion of stem elongation. It helps in increase in the size and number of cell, and this way the growth or takes place. Color enhancement of fruit, so it helps in fruit ripening. Prevention of leafing or leaf fall. It prevent leaf senescence, or we can say it prevent leaf abscission and many other conditions in plants. So plant hormones are chemical that affect all aspects of the plant's lives. Some plant hormones are auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene, abscisic acid. These are the 5 different types of hormones. The first 3 are known as plant growth promoter and the last 2 are known as plant growth inhibitor, and it control various types of activities. So first of all, auxin. The word auxin is derived from Greek word auxin, mean to increase. Do plants move? क्या पौधा एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जा सकता है? तो इसका जवाब है नहीं। ये अपना पोजीशन नहीं चेंज नहीं कर सकता, बल्कि ये सिर्फ मूवमेंट करता है, बल्कि लोकोमोशन नहीं कर सकता। लोकोमोशन जानवर कर सकते हैं। ये एक्सटर्नल स्टिमुलस की तरफ ये ग्रोथ करता है, जिस तरह इस डायग्राम में दिखाया गया है कि पौधा ये बेंड हुआ है सूरज की रोशनी की तरफ. So we can say that it bend toward the source of light. So any parts of the plants which move toward the source of light, this phenomena is known as phototropism, and the external stimulus here is the light. So auxin also promotes stem elongation in bud dormancy. As we know that the word auxin is derived from Greek word mean to increase. So it increase the size of cell as well as the number of cell. When the cell increase in their size as well as it increase in their number, so growth are takes place and the stem will be elongated. Auxin also control phototropism. Phototropism is a phenomena. The bending of parts of the plant toward the source of light is known as a phototropism. So those parts of the plants which bend toward the source of light is known as positive phototropic, and those which move away from the source of light is known as negative phototropics. So shoot is positive phototropic and root is negative phototropic. A plant moves by elongating the cells on the opposite side of the light. For example, if these are the light and the light falls on this side, so here the cell size is not increases. In opposite side, in this size, the size of the cell will be increases, and the parts of the plants they will bend toward the source of lights, and this phenomena is known as phototropism. This is an activity with the help of which the parts of the plants they move or bend toward the external stimulus. So in this diagram, you can easily see that these are the elongated cell in which increase in size of the cells are takes place, and these are the cells in which increase in size of the cell is not takes place. So we can say that this is the source of light and this is the away. So here the increase in size of the cell in shaded area takes place, and this phenomenon is known as phototropism. Auxins also stimulate the cell division. In cell division, it is a process in which a single cells, they first of all they increase in their size, divided their DNA into two, and then after karyokinesis, cytokinins are taking place, and a single cell is converted into two cells, and the conversion of a single cell into two cells, this process is known as cell division. Auxins also stimulate differentiation of phloem and xylem. That similar cell, with the passage of time, some cell is converted into phloem and some cell is converted into xylem, and this phenomena is controlled by the auxin hormones. Auxins also control the parts of the plant toward the source of gravity and lights, and this phenomena is known as gravitropism. It also help uh, it also control a phenomena in plants known as apical dominance. When the apex of the plant is present, it prevent the growth of lateral buds. So this phenomena is also controlled by the auxin hormone. It can also induce fruit setting and growth in some plants. When the concentration of auxin in plant is high, it produces fruit setting in plants. So the number of fruit will be increased in the auxin. Also stimulate growth of flower parts. For example, calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. So we can say that flower parts, their growth is stimulated by the auxin hormones. So this is all about the auxin hormone. Auxin also control various other functions. The second hormone is gibberellin. So which plant was given extra gibberellin hormones? These plants are known as, the A plant is known as dwarf plants, and these when give extra gibberellin, so it produce excessive stem elongation. So which plant was given extra gibberellin hormone? And plant B. So here the height of the plants or stem elongation is basically takes place due to the high concentration of gibberellin. Gibberellin makes stem longer. It converts rosette palm of plants into much elongated plants. So we can say that it increase the growth of a plant, increase the number as well as the size of the cells. It is if rosette palm of plants, when the concentration of gibberellin is low, so the plants will be in rosette palm. While when the concentration of gibberellin increases, so it produces a phenomenon in plant which is known as bolting. And bolting means the formation of inflorescence and the conversion of rosette palm of plants, and the formation of inflorescence spike is known as a bolting. And this bolting phenomena is controlled by the gibberellin. Gibberellin also stimulate flowering in response to long days plants and in long days plants. Gibberellin also help in breaking seed dormancy, because it convert the complex form of carbohydrate. An alpha amylase enzyme is produced by the gibberellin hormone. When alpha amylase enzyme is produced, it converts the complex form of carbohydrate into simple form, and the seed can be easily germinated. So we can say that seed germination process is controlled by the gibberellin hormone. Gibberellin hormone also produce maleness in some flower, so it help in the process of sex expression. The gibberellin can also control fruit development in some plants, and it also delay or prevent dropping of leaves as well as certain fruits of plants. For example, citrus fruits. When we apply gibberellin exogenously on plants, So it increase the size of the fruit. So this phenomena is also controlled by the gibberellin. The third hormone, cytokinin, is this hormone. Cyto mean cell, and kinin is a kinetin is the first hormone which is discovered in plant. Zeatin and kinetin. So cytokinesis is a phenomena in which a cytoplasm is divided into two and single cell is converted into two cells. So cytokinin is a type of hormone which help in the cell divisions. So it promotes cell division. They are produced in growing areas like the tips of shoots as well as the tips of roots. The abscisic acid, these are plant growth inhibitors. So abscisic acid, it help in opening and closing of stomata, and it also help in opening and closing of buds. So these two phenomena is controlled by the abscisic acids. As I have told that it help in closing, it help regulation of opening and closing of stomata. While stomata is a pair of God cells in which the pore present between them is known as a stomata, and stomata help and control various types of process, gaseous exchange, transpiration, etc., etc. Abscisic acid also inhibits shoot growth. It also inhibits shoot growth because it inhibits gibberellin. When gibberellin is absent, then the rosette form of plants is not converted into this type of plants. This phenomenon is known as bolting. So that's why we can say that abscisic acid, it is known as stress hormone or emergency hormone, and it is a plant growth inhibitor hormone. It also induces seed to synthesize storage protein. This phenomenon is controlled by abscisic acid. And it also helps to recognize and fix wounding on uninjured plants. This property is controlled by the abscisic acid. And the last hormone, ethylene, is a gaseous form of hormone. Is a gaseous form of hormone. Do you know that how when a bad apple is present in a cotton, how they spoil the whole cotton? Because the apple they produced the ethylene hormone, and this ethylene hormone they help in the process of fruit ripening. That's why due to the ethylene gas it spoiled the bunch because that bad apple is releasing ethylene gas which caused the other to ripen. So remove ripe fruit from the bunch to keep fruit longer. When you remove the bad or the spoiled fruit from the carton or from the bunch, so it will save the other fruit life or shelf life of other fruit. Ethylene, a gas that promote fruit ripening. So ethylene is basically a hormone which is used for fruit ripening, and it control the phenomena of fruit ripening. Which of these method will make your tomato ripen faster and why? When the tomato is kept in shopper within the sunlight, so ethylene will be produced and it will help in the fruit ripening. Ethylene also stimulate the release of seed dormancy. Ethylene also stimulate root and shoot growth, and it also control the phenomena of fruit as well as leaf abscission. Leaf abscission is a phenomena in which the leaf is detached from the parent plants due to the formation of abscission layer at the petiole. The leaf become detached, and this phenomena is known as a leaf abscission. So fruit as well as leaf abscission is controlled by the ethylene. Ethylene also produce femaleness in flowers. When large number of female flower is produced, so the production of the fruit is increases. So we can say that for the production of higher number of fruits, ethylene is used. And ethylene also used in opening of flower in some plants. Ethylene also stimulate flower and leaf die. There are various type of tropism, which is controlled by the auxin hormones. Plant response are slower as compared to animals. So plants response are slower and often involve growth. As you know that plant does not move from one place to another place just like animal. So animal perform the process of locomotion while movements or takes place in plants. In movements, the position of the plants is not changed. So auxin, one of the 5 major types of growth substances, promotes stem elongation in growth, and it involved in the process known as a tropism. So tropism, you know that it is a phenomena in which parts of the plants move toward the source of a stimulus. The stimulus, if the parts of the plants move toward the source of stimulus, then it is known as positive. If the parts of the plants move away from the stimulus, then it is known as a negative. So in this diagram, you can say that the Parts of the plant which move toward the source of light, this phenomenon is known as phototropism, and the parts of the plants which move toward the source of gravity, this phenomenon is known as a gravitropism. So phototropism, external stimulus here is light, and the phenomenon is known as phototropism. The parts of the plants which move toward the source of water is known as a hydrotropism. In geotropism, here parts of the plants move toward the source of gravity, and here the parts of the plants, they move or change their direction due to touch, friction, etc. And this tropism is known as a thigmotropism. So phototropism, here the parts of the plant move toward the source of light. In geotropism, here the parts of the plant move toward the source of gravity. So positive and negative, those parts which move toward the source of stimulus is known as positive, and those which move away from the source of stimulus is known as a negative. So positive phototropism and negative phototropism, positive geotropism and negative geotropism is very easily. How do root responds to water? Roots always grow toward water, which is positive hydrotropism. Roots will grow sidewise or even upward towards water. So root always have a stronger response to water than gravity to ensure that a plant gets the water it needs. So roots are positive phototropic, while shoot are positively phototropic, while roots are negatively phototropic. These are various types of examples of positively phototropic and negatively geotropic. A root is a positively geotropic and negatively phototropic. Remember, phototropism in a plant movement in response to unilateral light. Unilateral light. As I have told that toward away from the, we can say that shaded side of the coleoptile, here increase in size of the cells takes place, while illuminated sides of the coleoptile, here the size of the cell is very smaller, so the growth is unequally takes place. These are various phototropism, geotropism phenomena. Thigmotropism, plant growth response to touching a solid object. Tendrils and stem of vines, morning glory, coils when they touch an object. And this phenomenon is known as a thigmotropism. So thigmotropism allows vines to climb other plants' object, increase chances of finding lights or photosynthesis. Chemotropism, the bending or growth of the parts of the plant toward the source of chemical is known as chemotropism. So plant growth in response to chemical. For example, certain sperms of lower vascular plants as well as higher vascular plant, they move toward the source of chemical, sweet fluid secreted by the ovary. So they move toward the source of chemical. So this phenomenon is known as chemotropism. So this phenomenon is known as geotropism. This is phototropism. These are phototropism, and this one is the thigmotropism. These plants are known as insectivorous plants. When the insect touch the sensitive hairs, the plants, in response to the presence of protein in the body of the animals or insect, they close down due to the friction or touch, and this movement is known as thigmotropism. Geotropism takes place in these plants, while this is known as a thigmotropism.